Now, if there's anybody that actually cares about my channel, they'll realize that I privated a lot of my videos in my streams. Oh, that's because, I figured that I'm basically growing up now. I'm like going to college and the whole mess with probably internships and all that will probably be something I'll focus on eventually. And when background checks and things like that happen for jobs, I don't want them to go check the personal email I gave them and find my YouTube channel. It's not like I haven't did things that I wasn't proud on the YouTube channel. It's like my memories, videos I have from like years ago, but in my later videos, I really realized that I have acted in a way that I wouldn't want people on the internet or in real life to realize, or at least to see me and be like, he acts that way when he's someone. That's not the image I want to have. So I have private a lot of my videos. Of course, if you're somebody that I know, or you're in one of my videos, you want to look back on it for like laughs or giggles, or possibly, something else like that, you can always look at my videos. This YouTube channel now is probably strictly gonna be for streams. I do have another YouTube channel that I will probably link, and that YouTube channel will be like my channel for straight videos. So yeah, it's just I don't think I should use this YouTube channel and like show all my stuff on this YouTube channel like I used to, because first of all, I mean, the videos when I was a kid, everybody makes mistakes when you're a kid. So I don't think I did anything too crazy, like any of that stuff. It's just not the best showing of myself. Especially when I'm raging on games and saying interesting words that people get into a lot of trouble online for saying now. I personally don't care about most of that stuff, to be honest. I feel that a person, as long as they're not like directly targeting anybody with this, should be able to have their own opinion. I mean, now of course, if their opinion is that certain people need to go and like kill themselves, that's kind of crazy. I didn't say that. I don't support that. It shows how narrow-minded some people are as well when that's something you think. And I really just don't think people like that. I mean, they might be educated people, they might be, but I don't know how their opinions and their thoughts developed into that point where they can be that narrow-minded. It's just something I won't ever understand. But enough of that, enough of that. Probably, I want to try to actually upload videos because, YouTube has always been something that I like to just chill, maybe live stream, record a video, and like just, I don't know, it's just something about that. I like to chill and do that. All playing games. I always thought that was cool, but, I don't know, YouTube isn't really the best platform for it anymore. I do have Twitch, but I would have to do more research about Twitch. Like, if you get serious about YouTube or Twitch, or any streaming platform in general, you have to really realize that your channel is on their platform. So if you don't adhere to their rules, their regulations, and all this stuff, they can really do whatever the hell they want to do to you. Like, in YouTube, I've grown up with YouTube. I've seen bad things happen to content creators that I used to watch. I've seen a lot of stuff on YouTube. As it progressed, I don't want to make it sound like I have a lot of experience, because that's not true. But like, my impression on YouTube now is that they don't really take care of their content creators, which leads to you have to be very smart, basically, to be on YouTube. You already have to be really smart to be on YouTube and to get popular. Like you had to have good ideas, you had to be creative, you had to be hardworking, and you had to also be a strategist in a sense, a tactician, because you're trying to figure out a way to make people watch your content. You're studying trends and seeing what's hot right now to make videos on. But that's enough of that. I mean, you have to be smart because YouTube, they don't like protect their content creators. If somebody wants to copyright strike you, they can copyright strike you really with no intervention from anybody. Like you can just get a strike on, or they can actually take a video down, or they can stop monetizing a video because of one word was said, a word popped up in chat, or something like they hear some music that they didn't even make. Like people are getting strikes on their videos from like years ago, like 2017, 2016. That's kind of crazy. Like how are you just not striking those videos, and those videos came out years ago. And also a thing that I realized is smaller channels like that just start out maybe 100, only have 1,000 or so, maybe 10K, couple K. Those channels, like when they get striked, they have no voice. They end up usually just getting terminated or deleted, or they just can't upload on YouTube anymore. They would have to make a new channel because it's just simply people. YouTube doesn't protect their content creators. Now, I don't think Twitch is really like that. YouTube just doesn't care anymore. I guess YouTube doesn't want to get in trouble or anything. But Twitch, I don't think Twitch is really like that. I don't really have much experience with Twitch. It seems like a chill platform and all, but I'm not exactly sure. So probably stick to YouTube. It's not like I'm gonna be making a lot of videos though or anything like that. As I had just said, um, just graduated from high school, back in June. So, that was exciting. But, now I'm going on, moving on to a new chapter in my life, into college, and like, I was just, I like to think about schedules and things like that, and planning, make strategies for things, and I was just really realizing that I see why, college students are under a lot of stress. It's very stressful, but it's also fun. Um, I personally want to go into engineering, electrical at that, and I knew it was gonna be a lot of work, but just checking my schedule and realizing that the classes that I only have like my schedule looks like half of what it would have been had I been qualified to take the rest of my classes. I'll leave that up to your imagination. Basically, what happened is I scored like I think 10 points lower than I should have on my ALKs, which my score was still a good score. It just I didn't qualify for Calc. I wasn't at the level where they think I was able to take Calc, which admittedly I don't think I am either because like COVID, the whole COVID thing happened in geometry, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a bad student, but I'm probably not the best student. So the whole trigonometry part of geometry kind of flew like into my brain, and flew out like at high speeds. So yeah, and then algebra 2 was interesting, but it was a mix of in and out. And I, of course know things like what polynomials are, more about functions, graphing functions, doing all that stuff, logarithms, natural logs. Basically, a lot of the stuff that you go over, factoring and all that in algebra 2, I really, I understand that, but understanding and doing are different things. So I know what trinomials, binomials, and all those are. Quadratics, the quadratic. I know what that stuff is. It's just doing that and knowing what they are different things for me. So yeah, which actually is kind of funny because it's not like that for anything else. But hey, you know, I'll try to get a video out when I can. I really got distracted there. But anyway, enough you know, personal talk and talk about new channels and all that. I'm actually working on something. You know, I like to broad live stream and show what I'm working on in Minecraft. You know, because I feel like Minecraft is it's a game I've liked for a while, and you know, this besides just the survival aspect, the creative aspect allows you to do so many things. But you know, I felt kind of limited on Bedrock Edition because, as you know, it just isn't as like they don't have as many features as they do on Java Edition. Of course, you know, if I learned JS on, I could, but if I had to like rate or rank myself in coding knowledge, like knowledge of coding languages and programming and all that, I would probably just say most. Like I'm a beginner still, because I mean I know like basic concepts like functions, booleans, if statements, libraries, dictionaries, like all that stuff that you would, you know, usually need to know. Like sources, files, all that is not that hard. I know a decent amount of Python, a bit of HTML, but past that, I tried to learn C++. My brain kinda just short circuited, and I just closed my computer. So yeah, that wasn't fun. My brain just said, "Nah, you good try though. Nice try, nice try, nice try, nice talk. Bye." So yeah, that happened. But I'll probably fix my channel up and I'll link my other channel, which is called Board of the Gods XL. I'll probably change the name eventually. I don't know why I put the XL in. I think I just stole that from after I sent you. I'm not even gonna lie, but what was I about to do? I was about to say. I'll probably, when all of these features are done in this Minecraft world, make a little trailer showing what can be done. Sadly, since this world wasn't made on a computer, I can't share the world with other people. But I mean, I always could make a realm where I could just show you guys how to do the commands. Cause this mana scoreboard isn't really rocket science. It did take a little messing around with. It's just a scoreboard for mana. You know, it's not. It's not all of that. Like, I'm not 5,000 IQ for making this. I just felt, you know, really accomplished making it because in Minecraft, I've never really made something with commands on this scale. I made cool looking abilities that worked well together. I've just never made something that looks this cool. So, you know, I was a bit hyped. I was a bit happy that I was able to do that. This, by the way, is how you get colored text. There's another way, I'm pretty sure, but that's not really important right now. I'm just gonna showcase how the mana system works. Now, what the mana system in this basically does, I was thinking about adding different skills, you know. I really want to make this like an RPG. That's the whole concept I was going for. So like there's spell casting, there's like different martial art techniques, there's different passives. I was thinking about adding land claims, buildings that you can literally buy in place. You know, just things like that to make the game really cool. But if you think about it a lot, I'm doing all this for people that at most it'll be for people playing this. So I was thinking just to probably to make a realm, you know, and that's what I would probably do. See if I can invite some people on, just randomly that are around PlayStation and like to play Minecraft. Because otherwise, you know, it's not exactly like you can make servers or anything like that with Bedrock. So it'd just be kind of bland, if you know what I mean. But see, Now I'm gonna probably eventually take the little sidebar off you're seeing, because like that gives people unfair advantage. They can see on the side what number you're at. I'm just doing that while I'm making the stuff to make sure I didn't mess anything up. But basically, when it comes to mana, everybody uses the same energy. Even though now I can think of a different way to make it so everybody can use different types of energy if they want it. I originally planned 3 different types of energy, like ki, will, and mana. But I just chose to do mana because at the end of the day, mana could be used for everything. You know, we don't even need to talk about that right now. So the mana system, what it does is to get mana for at least a beginner tier. That's what I'm calling this right now. Now there's different tiers to all types of things, right? So you can be multiple things. Of course, there's magic, right? You can specialize in different types of magic, but what I like to call it are specializations. So you can specialize in a type of magic, but usually specializations take a lot more mana. So you have to dedicate yourself to the path of what's called the mage. And to become a mage, you like expand your mana as well. So there's different tiers of that. I haven't thought of the different tiers. I'm making lore for all this stuff too. So you know, it's a one-man project, which you know it's fun and all, but like literally sometimes that just doesn't work. As you see, your mana can't go over 100 at a point until you break through, and there's gonna be different ways to do that. And of course, everybody's mana capacity is gonna be different. This is basic mana, basically. This means that a mage would have 100 mana cap, and like I say a mage because mages have different benefits in other classes. Like as a mage, what if you choose to specialize in like magic, you won't need to just find spells because people that don't, they have to either buy or find the spells. But mages make their own spells. Of course, they have to adhere to a certain rule set, but they learn how to make their own spells, and they can specialize. But specializing basically doesn't mean anything for it now. Now, I was kind of thinking because martial artists and swordsmen, really, like I myself is somebody that knows, you know, at least a bit. A swordsman is a martial artist, and a martial artist can be a swordsman as well. So, like, the whole concept of swords, like swordsmanship, is a type of martial art. It's the martial art of using a sword. It's the art of using a sword. So, why am I even having? People even consider shooting a bow a martial art. So why are there multiple categories? You know, of course you can have a sword art and a martial technique through, but martial arts and magic are basically just the two different things. I don't need to have a whole specialization in swordsmanship. I mean, you can specialize in swordsmanship and things like that, but specializations, I'm thinking I'm only gonna like let that exist for mages. Why I'm saying that is because if you dedicate yourself to magic, you'll be able to get stronger faster than other people. As where a martial artist can only have one main style until they reach the profound tier. Like, if you choose a sword art that's above the intermediate tier and it's an advanced tier sword art, you can't have any other like sword art than that sword art. You can have other sword skills, but no other sword art. And if you were to choose like advanced tier man, like martial technique, like I don't know what martial techniques I would have for it now. Let me stop. Oh yeah, if anybody watches this later, tell me how you feel about the little mana system I have at the bottom. Those little ads, you know, it's just like that for now. I want to start adding spells. The whole thing I'm doing for spells is basically I don't want. I'm not gonna spoil this because oh, alright. I'm sorry. I had to talk to my mother for a second. So I'm still thinking in terms of some of this stuff, but like I want the whole point of doing this and not forcing somebody to pick a class. Because when people think of RPG MMOs, they instantly think about people picking classes. You know, you instantly think about somebody. Oh, mage, warrior. You might have a martial artist class or a monk class of some sort. You might have a cleric or a support or a healer type class, a summoner or something like that, and that'd be about it. Or a ranger with that, or maybe even an assassin as well. You'll have classes like that, and that traps. You can progress through that class. But I always I like that type of thing, but it feels boring after a while because a mage will never be able to do certain things. A warrior will never be able to do certain things. A monk will never be able to do certain things. But by allowing you to pick, and choose what classes, skills you want, and the skill set you want, you could be like a spatial mage that can use a sword. Like that would be so cool. Think about that. Just teleporting around, using spatial magic, and then you could also use sword art as well, like different sword art. That'd be kind of cool. Of course, certain sword arts are gonna require you to forsake certain things. So you can only get to profound tier in one thing in a specialization. For example, it's hard to get to profound tier if you try to get to profound tier in two different things. Like you can't get to profound in magic and also get to profound in I don't know. You can't also get a profound martial art. Like it's not gonna work like that. It's not gonna be fair because profound magic already allows you to do crazy things like that, so you shouldn't be able to get both of them. Of course, there'll be exceptions to the rule, but I just found that this is more interesting. It's like an RPG that I used to play. It's called Outward, and it's more like a adventure RPG, really, where you get to go around and you get to choose your own skills. You make your own build. Of course, there's games where you can pick your class, and the array of class or skills in that class are huge. You have a big skill tree. You can put your points into different things, and it'll have a different effect. That's cool, but you're still limited by your class because a mage still won't be able to use the sword skills. So I like this better. I just really wanted a game with true customization like that, because your character feels unique. Like if there was a game like that, you could have a gunslinger, and you can build him to where he has a lot of other magic spells, like magic mana bullets or things like that. He's a true gunslinger, which is cool. Or a swordsman that is super super fast. and they have really fast like skills and quick steps and martial art techniques as well, which is cool with me. It's it's enough for that. I don't need to really tell you guys about all of this. Another thing that I'm really thinking about now is that Minecraft is gonna update. I always have to get my daily dose of 30 minutes of me just randomly, talking into live stream. But Minecraft is gonna update, right? And like when Minecraft updates, I just hope that they add things, but I don't want my whole system to be broke. To be fair, this is only version 1 of this system. I was thinking about improving it. By improving it, I mean like adding mana weakness. So at a certain point, if you drop below a certain amount of mana, you start to feel weak. And then you might even get slow and hungry at a certain point because you shouldn't be at this level of mana. And I'll probably add a better interface. Because this interface right now looks... It doesn't look bad, but it doesn't look good either. Well, that's enough for that for now. So, the first thing I was going to start with was magic, but then I realized that magic is more complex than I was thinking about, because I'm building my own mana system. I'm at my own magic system. Where, like, the start of, so, okay, I'm gonna explain it like this. So somebody watches this later, they don't they don't get an advantage on somebody if they were to join and actually play on this Minecraft world, right? So as a mage, right, or as somebody that wants to use magic, you first have to go and you have to unlock your mana, right? And there's different ways to unlock your mana. So there's the martial arts way, which is through constant improvement. There's the way which you can actually unlock through weapon mastery as well. If you break a certain amount of swords, you might be able to do it. I won't say how that works because it's gonna be very interesting. But as a mage, there's also a way. Mages can unlock their mana by simply getting to a certain amount of XP and going to a certain place called a ley line and sacrificing that XP to get their mana. And this will yield the highest amount of mana for a mage. So a mage will be able to get 100 mana off it. Where if you get mana through like body improvement, your cap for mana will be like at 30. You won't be able to use that much mana. And through swordsmanship or through tool mastery, you'll be able to unlock mana, but it only really depends on, how many weapons and things like that you broken. There's probably gonna be even more ways, to get mana, but for right now, those are the ways I was thinking about. So then, okay, so after you complete the first step, the second step is in getting magic. You would have to learn how to control the magic, of course, right? So the mana inside of you to cast a spell, you have to learn about spells to cast it first, because there might be like knowledge of different types of magic, like you can read about that in a book. But on a path of magic, if you want to truly like learn and unlock certain spells, you have to find different what I call them runic fonts, because runes are what you use in a language called the language of the old. And what the language of the old is it's a language where I say it's a language, but it's a set of rules and a system to basically make casting spells easier. because the older mages that existed before all this stuff, you know, they got strong, but it took them hundreds of years as they're studying magic to get anywhere because magic was that complex. But what the language of old does is it basically morphs some of those rules into fonts. And if you combine different fonts, you can get different spells, different results. And the fonts are basically, think of computer programming, but like what functions do. These runic fonts are functions, and you can chain different functions together to accomplish a spell or different things. You know, that is probably a very bad analogy or even a comparison of sorts. That's kind of bad. But hey, if you know what I mean, you know what I mean. If you didn't, then I'm sorry that I'm confusing you when I can't explain this better. But okay, so after you learn the language of the old and you get your first spell, I won't give any hits on how to do that. You then need another thing, and this is basically your mana control. But to use the spell, you have to first, the mana is in your body. It starts in your body, right? So what you want to do is you want there to be mana in the air or around you for you to cast a spell. There's some spells that cast with the mana not even having to leave your body, but mages will cast the mana and the mana will be in the air. And then once the mana is in the air, they can use the spell. And the spell will fire. I'm not going to spoil anything else for magic because magic is supposed to be complex. I want you to feel like you're actually studying and you're learning something. You know, you're gonna like as a mage, if you really want to learn magic and a lot of other magics, you're gonna have to look for books that have knowledge, and these are grimoires as well. You'll be able to look through them, and they'll have knowledge of different runic fonts, what they mean, and they might even have different spells that you can make. Of course, there might be lore books that also detail hints of how to make certain spells. But, you know, the magic system sounds complex as hell, so I wanted to start with something that should, in theory, be easier to me to make. So, we're gonna start with a basic movement technique because I overthink things, but I can't overthink a basic movement technique now, can I? So, now, I want to make it so you have to get these skills yourself in some way, which is going to be a pain in the ass to do. So I'll make the skills, but then I'll make the method to get the skills in a different way. Now, something like quick steps, I almost don't feel right like having that be something. Maybe I make quick steps a passive ability, like not a passive ability, but you have to throw a certain amount of your mana into your body. Well, it's already in your body, but the mana in your body, you have to do something with that mana to quick step, right? So you sacrifice this. Then you run at a rapid speed. So if you're teleporting like that, the mana is already sacrificed and is turned into a different type of thing. And after the spell has been executed, it'll delete and reset your score to 0. And you'll have to do that again. Okay, that way I would avoid for martial techniques, I'll avoid making it so that you have to carry things in your inventory. The only thing you will need is something to transfer the mana. I probably won't do that for this. That's probably like, I'll probably do that for profound level spells. And sadly, there's nowhere to avoid it, but spells you're going to have to take up slots in your inventory. Or skills at that. I won't detail what Quickstep does. It's not rocket science, that's all I'll say though. Mm-mm. And that's the problem. That means the martial artist is only able to use their movement technique a total of, if they actually focused on mana, 5. No, that's not exactly true. Oh no, I'm capped, never mind. But be able to use Vanish up 10 times, right? Okay, so first what this is gonna do is it's going to first test if you have the required amount. So the minimum mana that you need to have is your mana needs to be in a range of 10 to 100. So the moment your mana drops under 10, you're not going to be able to use quick steps anymore. I'm at 5. So what this means is scoreboard. Nope, execute. Now I could make it so you get quick steps back in your inventory once you drop it. But the whole thing about giving people like things back is that you could use it, get it back, and it will give it to a different person as well. You would need the tag for that thing as well, and if you have that tag, it's complicated basically. So after the whole thing is done, I would have to make it so a block under you changes color and it gives the book back to the person on that block. That's the best I could do when it comes to that. But then the skill might instantly use because it was on the block for a second, if you know what I mean. Which wouldn't be good. So I was thinking about making the martial techniques and like all the things in general consumables that you drop. Where you, like if you have knowledge of the technique, you have knowledge of the technique. If that makes sense. I'm thinking of a whole new way to cast spells as well. That's gonna be really cool, but yeah, no, enough of that. Martial techniques using books. I'm not full about that, but if the books truly come back to you, it won't be fair. And people are gonna have the same skills, so how do I know where to make the book come back to? Ah, my head is hurting from all this now. Alright, so what this does, enchant the book. Now, I could add color to this, but this is also neutral. So different techniques, this is not also just for spells, will have different things with them. So for martial art techniques, there will be alignments with the techniques depending on how the people or the practitioners felt about their techniques. So quick steps is a basic skill that anybody can learn. But when we get into like to the demonic martial arts, those are gonna be red because if you use those, special things could happen to you. We'll just say that. Well, there'll be different colors of things, but hey. You know, that really makes me want to work on the spellcasting system and to throw all this other stuff out the window for right now. See, I'm thinking too much now. I'm doing it again myself. Instead of just working, I'm thinking too much now. What's the point of sacrificing even more of the things I wanted to do for only magic in Minecraft? That being said, dropping quick steps and not getting it back would be stupid. So maybe upon using quick steps that marks you. Oh, I just thought of a method. That would take me to basically make a smarter system where it first detects if anybody, it tests for people that have the certain tag already. And it'll give you a second tag that's similar to the tag that'll give you the skill back. But if 3 different people use quick steps, then you'll get your quick steps back, but it'll attack you with Q4, meaning that it'll get it back. Uh, why didn't I think of that before? It's actually really smart. That's how do I do that though? Can I test for different tags? If I can't test for different tags, then there's no point. Yeah, you can't really test for different tags, can you? What if it's a tag testing system? Would it be an execute command? Because it would have to be a way I test if everybody has a certain tag. So I guess it'll be infinite. So it'll be something that's on repeat unconditionally forever. And wait, hold up. In theory, that means on. Now, if I was to give a Shiba name, right? See, this is where it gets kind of confusing if I don't have any help. But, you know, I'll give this the So your name's not now, right? So not now, how's not, right? So if I were to go and change this to @e, 19 entities have 10 total tags. Wait. So then if I were to check my tags, would that tag show up? I doubt it, but, you know, let's still check. stuff hard to check. Nah, it doesn't show up for me. See that? Meaning that is my range infinite with this? Could somebody use quick steps over there and I use quick steps over here and it'd be fine? It's not anywhere near infinite, but still, it's a good test. See? Nah. So I could make a smart system. Oh, it's gonna be a pain to do for each and everything though. Yikes. God damn it. Why don't one simple skill turn into something confusing? Why? See, like, this turns into something confusing. Like, I wanted to get in, get some stuff done, and get out. But that doesn't seem like it's gonna be possible because the more I think about this, the harder this gets. Like, I myself don't know how to do some of this stuff. Oh my god. The more I think about it, the harder it gets for some reason. Now, I can think of ways to make it so you can use different skills without the need to even have anything in your inventory, but certain crystals you would drop. So, for example, if you want to use quick steps, you could have a scoreboard set up, and if the scoreboard got to a certain level, no, there's already a problem with that. If there's a quick step scoreboard or a quick step objective, well, no, only that one person would get it, and then it would check for people with that score, and if you have that score, you can now use quick steps. Or I could just stop overthinking and I make it so that quick steps are consumables. Wait, no, this isn't rocket science. Like, mages have to make their own spells. Martial artists have to meditate to get their techniques, right? So as a martial artist, you will have to do the same thing. To get more of your skills, like if you want more quick steps, you have to meditate to get those. Why did I make this so confusing for myself when it wasn't that confusing? But let those who you know what? I'll probably come back later. I'm not really thinking how I should be right now. This should not be. I don't want to just end the stream without not even making anything like that. That's lame, you know. I guess I have to tee up. It's not rocket science. I'll just make the skill for now and I chill. You know, it's not rocket science or anything like that. I don't know why. I have the ability to make anything like the hardest stuff like it sounds complex as hell too when I'm saying it, but if a normal person probably heard what I was saying, they would be like, they would be confused because it's not that hard. I'm making this stuff sound like you need 5,000 IQ when you really don't. So execute on behalf of. Wait, no, either way, I'm stupid. I could really just use the scoreboard as a way to tell if you can use the skill, right? So let's say each person, right? If you want to use quick steps, it's an objective, and So you have to comprehend what quick steps is to be able to use it. So once you do that, one will be added to your quick steps, meaning that it's gonna test if you have one in quick step, and if you have one in quick step, you'll be able to use quick step for the cost of mana. Wow, I made this so much more confusing than everything had to be. I don't have to add tags for everything. Scoreboard works too. Just fine, actually. I wonder how many scoreboard objectives you can have. I hope it's in the hundreds, because when I'm done, there might at least be... Fuck. There... I'm gonna have to remove one of these. Sure. Really? Hmm. I mean, this should really mean anything that that's just a brick. So... So now I have one in quick steps. Oh, you ready? Oh. So tonight's gonna, we're just gonna do is just going to the check scoreboard players test for the nearest player within a radius of one block. So you're dropping this directly down. That has I mean, either way, you should be the nearest player because you're dropping it. That has quick step. Is it just quick steps or is it quick step? It's quick steps. It has quick step one. This works, right? Oh, of course I don't. I don't have it in my inventory. If I drop this, right? You see that? Alright. So that's already good. So then going into this. If they do have at least one in quick step, just second execute on behalf of the name. I want to just type the whole thing out and it's there. I'm lazy like that. It's one half of minus quick step. Boom, boom, boom. I want this to be a one-time thing. But as you imagine, if I put a repeat block into this, it's not gonna be fair. Because a repeat block is going to infinitely detect that you have one on that scoreboard. So you know what that's gonna do? It's gonna infinitely tick and take away your mana. Like we can test that. We can test that in a second. I'll even make a slash kill for it, but I really think it's just gonna take away all my mana instantly. Almost. Forward players. Remove from the nearest player
of scores equal to quick steps. Yeah, quick steps equal to 1 mana 10. No, 5. Alright, so this is on always active, this is on chain, and this is on conditional. But there should be nothing wrong with any of this stuff. Huh? It's probably just glitching. And then this is on chain, conditional, always active. But after it does this, we just want to make sure that the function that takes the mana works first. So we want to kill this so that it doesn't infinitely take your mana. We want this to take 5 mana and then stop. Will it do that? It did it. Ah, thank God it did. Okay. That was a success. Trial 1 was a success. It worked. That's very good for me. Just pretend like I didn't. You didn't see some of this stuff. So you see that your mana slowly disappears. That's nice. That's how I wanted it to be. Let's get my mana back real quick, though. Alright. Ah, finally. Something's actually going my way, bruh. You don't know how that feels. That feels nice. I can break this for now. Thank God. This is just gonna take all your mana. Yeah. Isn't that cool? You're somehow able to have a value of -5. What the hell? Okay. Well, I was around that for now. Barney. Execute on quick steps. And then you go boom. Boom. I was essentially doing this almost all day yesterday. And it's sad what an entire day's of work. I mean, no, in my defense, I did break the system multiple times. I did also type up like multiple books. And then I also did an essay. I interviewed somebody. I filled out multiple surveys. Okay, you know what? What I accomplished in one day doing all that stuff wasn't too bad. I think I'm like tripping a slight bit. It's not that bad. Okay, so you want a TP, right? All the nearest person with scores. I'm so happy that I can actually use the scores. The little scores. It's called a target selector, I think, or a selector or something like that. I'm so happy I'm able to use this because this makes my job so much easier. Like, it's not really my job, but it makes just working on this stuff easier, like way easier than it was before. Because now I don't have to tag everybody. Because the tag system, you can put a tag on somebody and take it off. But I only want to do that for certain things. I don't want to do that every single time either. The scoreboard system allows it so if you have a point in that scoreboard, you instantly unlock that, which probably would have been better if you had the tag, but hey, back at it. Oh. Back at it. And then you want to make the TP true. I make this unconditional chain. There's nothing wrong with what comes after. There should be nothing wrong with this. I mean, quick steps is an instant use type thing, so it uses it so fast that even if it dies instantly, you should be fine. But still, this shouldn't be physically possible. The mana cost system isn't fully working how it should be. Oh, it's because the test command isn't working how it should be. You know I messed up. I need quick steps 1, right? But they also do need for it even to test them, they should have scores equal to mana equal to exclamation mark 10. Alright, so just like that, I should have made it so the spell, it won't even work. But, what? Excuse me? Okay. Okay. So it uses it. But if you have more than 10. Has to do with the one thing. Should I make it so all the way up to 100? I could technically keep repeating this. You can use quick steps, but I want it to be like you can use quick steps 10 and up. How do I make it so you can't use quick steps if you're under 10 though? Because right now, look. Oh, it works. Really? Oh, it works. Hey, the first thing's been done successfully, guys. Quick steps is used how it's supposed to be used. So what this also means is you can't go through. Alright, if you apparently as well, you have to be careful because if you try to teleport through the block, that's realistic though. It's gonna drain all your mana because you can't do that. Quick steps is not capable of doing that. You can't teleport through the block. But what it will allow you to do is will allow you to teleport through one blocks, right? almost named the mana crystals the wrong thing. Let's see. I don't know how I feel about that. How are you using mana? I guess quick steps is you teleporting. I can't get too upset. Wait, it's dumb though. Then one block teleport should not be a teleport. Yeah, you can't teleport through a wall with one block. There's no way to make it a fail. So if you fail, you fail. I'm teleporting one block. So like, look. See? This is by no like way, shape, or form. It's not a blink. So what this is you're trying to run, right? Somebody uses a fireball and they're that range away from you. What you're gonna do is you're gonna boom boom. You're gonna move quickly away from them. Wait. Huh? What? How? There's no book out. Boom, boom. I see. That's the whole problem. I don't want people to be able to teleport through walls with quick steps, because using quick steps to teleport through a wall is kind of stupid. But at the same time, like most things, Magic Bullet, for example, when I make that, it's gonna have maybe a 1 or 2 block target range. So for somebody with quick steps, they would have to boom boom to get outside of that, and if they get shot at again, they would go. But with somebody with quick steps, this is Minecraft, so like you can't do this. It's not gonna work like that. If that makes sense. What? You see this? It's just not gonna work now. Even though I should have enough mana. It's just 10 mana and above. So should I make it 9 mana and above? I don't know how I would feel about doing that though. Like, what? It should work though, right? What? What? The hell? Mm. What? What? What the hell? Let me kill off Slash Kick. What? The quick stuff's have to die because it was piffing, but you see, it's back at it. It's back at it. Look. Why? Why? Why do you do this? Why are you doing this? I guess once it gets under a certain point, it's still able to be used, even though it shouldn't be able to. Oh, I'm gonna just save and quit. Oh, that was the quick stuff for right now. That anybody could have made in under 5 seconds, but that's fine.